Dear Olandria.
Oh my god, every single look is show stopping. She is a star. I am so happy for her. I feel like she's a fashion icon. It's incredible. No, I'm very excited. The gold look.
We love you too.
Will you take a selfie with us?
For me.
Y'all gonna make me cry.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
I love you guys so much. Thank y'all for showing up for me the way that y'all did.
You deserve it all.
Y'all, I need everyone to stop what you're doing right now, because what happened to Olandria in Paris genuinely had me sitting at my computer with tears rolling down my face. And I am not even exaggerating. This woman was surrounded by hundreds of fans in the streets of Paris who were literally singing her name. And she could not hold it together. She broke down crying. And when I tell you that watching it happen made me emotional too, I mean that from my whole chest. Because if you know what this woman has been through, if you know how hard she has fought to get to this moment, then you understand exactly why those tears meant everything. So today we are going to talk about everything that went down during Olandria's time at Paris Haute Couture Week. Because honestly, I think this might be her official I made it moment. And I have so much to say about it. Now, for those of you who might be new here, or maybe you just haven't been following Olandria's journey as closely, let me give you a quick rundown on who this woman is and why so many people are so deeply invested in her success. Olandria Carthen first came into the public eye through reality television. And if you watch that show, then you already know that her time on it was not easy. She dealt with a lot of drama from the other cast members, and I am being generous when I say drama because some of it was straight up mean-spirited behavior. She was often overlooked, talked over, and put in situations where she could not even be vulnerable without someone else making it about themselves. There was one moment in particular that still sits with me to this day. Olandria was trying to open up and be honest about something she was going through, and the other two women on the show decided that was their moment to have a whole theatrical back and forth with each other. They completely took the attention away from her when she was trying to be real, and you could see it on her face that she was hurt by it. That was the first time I remember seeing her cry on camera. And it was not tears of joy. It was frustration and feeling like she was not being heard. Then there was the reunion show, and I honestly still get upset thinking about this one. Olandria broke down talking about the racism she experienced, including people putting her face on George Floyd's body, which is disgusting and deeply traumatic. And while she was sitting there being vulnerable about something that serious, one of the other women basically dismissed it by saying she was busy and dealing with her own racism issues. Once again, Olandria's moment to express real pain was taken away from her. So, when I tell you that watching this woman cry tears of joy in Paris, surrounded by people who genuinely love and support her, hit different, I need you to understand where that emotion is coming from, because for so long, every time Olandria tried to be vulnerable, someone took that space from her. But in Paris, she finally got to experience that emotion without anyone stealing the moment. And that is beautiful. Let me take you through what actually happened during Haute Couture Week, because the timeline of events is important to understanding just how big this was for her. Olandria arrived in Paris for the fashion shows, and from the very first day,
Dear Olandria. We still share the same sentiments that we did in that first post. All of us, all of our Dear Olandria letters. We are so proud of you. I love this journey. I love being on this ride. I love watching you ascend. And we're all so rooting for you. We love you. Always and forever.
I think back on the 3 times Olandria cried, I'm just like, every time she cries, I'm like, I can't, because she just, my heart just, I can't see her cry. First time is when she was on that godforsaken show and the two other girls were having a theatrical moment and take away the chance for her to get to be vulnerable, because it was their time to shine and one up one another. And the second time when she cried was on the reunion stage about facing racism and her face being plastered on George Floyd's body, and that other girl was telling how she was busy, she had other things to do, and she was facing racism too. And again, that took away from her vulnerability. It took away from the space for her to experience emotions. Y'all, seeing her cry, and it was tears of joy, of just being loved and appreciated. And if she gets to be vulnerable, she gets to experience that moment, and no one was taking away from her vulnerability. And it was just, she was just overwhelmed with happiness and love. Like, ooh, I get too comfortable in this here app. But my goodness. Oh, I love her so much. And she's just so deserving. I just feel like in this day and age, this political climate, if anyone is deserving of tears of joy, it's Olandria Carthen. And okay, I'm
Look at you. Look at you, girl. The red is popping as spark. Oh, wow. Thank you. You're welcome. First, you know where he is? Right there. I see him.
Got it?
Yeah. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Hard. You know what? Where We Flow by Big Yabo. That's my song. Look it up. You're gonna like it. Thank you.
What do you think about this song?
Amazing collection. Beautiful. Cannot wear it.
What's up with you guys? Watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out, this way,
for
this
me.
way. Watch out for that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Here.
This is my
Now people started noticing her presence. She was attending major shows, serving looks left and right, and the fashion girlies on social media were eating it up. Every single outfit she wore became a topic of conversation, and people were calling her a fashion icon, which is honestly not an exaggeration because her style throughout the entire trip was immaculate. But it was day 3 that really changed everything. Olandria attended the Robert I show, and when she arrived, there were literally hundreds of fans waiting outside for her. These were not just random people who happened to be there. These were fans who specifically came to Paris to see her. They were holding signs, they were calling her name, and at one point, they started singing. Y'all, they were singing her name in the streets of Paris like she was a full-blown A-list celebrity, and honestly, at this point she is. And when Olandria heard them, she could not keep it together. She started crying right there in front of everyone, and you could tell that those tears were coming from a real place. This was not for the cameras, this was not a performance. She was genuinely overwhelmed by the amount of love that was being shown to her in that moment. Her makeup artist later said that this kind of reaction was happening everywhere they went. It was not just at the fashion shows. Random people on the streets, people at restaurants, staff at the hotel, everyone was showing her love. The makeup artist even mentioned that the hotel upgraded her room just because of who she is. And I know some people might think that is a small thing, but when you put it all together, you start to see the picture of just how much Olandria's presence was being felt throughout the city. After everything happened, Olandria posted a message to her fans that honestly made me tear up all over again. She wrote that she was bawling her eyes out and that she loves everyone so much. She talked about how her fans have been there for her through her darkest times, writing her letters, making uplifting videos, writing beautiful posts about her. And she said that she prays she has this support forever because she could not imagine doing any of this without the people who have been writing for her. That message right there tells you everything you need to know about who Olandria is as a person. She is not taking this for granted. She understands that the position she is in right now is not just because of her talent, although she is incredibly talented, but also because of the community that has lifted her up and supported her every step of the way. And speaking of that community, we need to talk about what the fans were doing behind the scenes, because this is where things get really interesting. I saw posts from fan pages that were literally laying out strategies for how to make sure Olandria stayed trending. They were posting do's and don'ts for interacting with content about her, telling people how to engage with posts in ways that would help the algorithm push her content to more people. They were coordinated and organized and doing everything they could to make sure that their girl stayed at the top of everyone's timeline. And it worked. Aunt Olandria was trending #1 during her time in Paris. #1. That is not easy to do, especially when you are competing against all the other celebrities and models and designers who are also at Fashion Week. But her fans made it happen, and she made sure to thank them for it. Now, I want to be clear about something because I think it is important. These are not paid teams doing this work. This is not some PR company orchestrating a campaign. These are regular people who love Olandria and want to see her succeed. They are spending their own time and energy to support someone who they feel connected to, and that kind of organic support is rare. You cannot buy that. You cannot manufacture it. It only happens when people genuinely believe in who you are and what you represent. One of the fan pages that was coordinating all of this posted something that really stood out to me. They wrote that Olandria deserves everything good that is coming to her, and that watching her win feels like watching a friend win. And I think that captures exactly why her fan base is so dedicated. It does not feel like a celebrity and fan relationship. It feels like a community rooting for one of their own. The mainstream media also took notice of Olandria during her time in Paris. And this is a big deal because getting that kind of coverage is not easy for someone who came from reality television. Major publications were posting about her with captions that were calling her made for fashion and talking about how she was one of the standout attendees of the week. These are outlets that typically focus on A-list celebrities and supermodels, and here they were giving Olandria her flowers right alongside all of them. I saved a bunch of the posts because I wanted to document what was happening in real time, and when you scroll through all of them back to back, it really hits you how much attention she was getting. This was not just Black media outlets covering her, although they absolutely were. And that support from our community means everything. This was mainstream fashion publications, entertainment news sites, everyone was talking about her. And the coverage was not just surface level either. People were actually analyzing her fashion choices and giving her credit for taking risks and serving looks that other people would not have been able to pull off. That gold look in particular had everyone talking. The red outfit, the structural pieces, all of it was being celebrated by people who actually know what they are talking about when it comes to fashion. Now let me get personal for a second because I feel like I need to express what watching all of this unfold has meant to me as someone who has been following Olandria's journey for a while now. When I think about all 3 times I have seen this woman cry publicly, the weight of this Paris moment becomes even heavier. The first time was on that reality show when she was pushed aside during her vulnerable moment. The second time was at the reunion when she was talking about racism and trauma, and was essentially told that her pain was not unique or special. And now the third time, in Paris, I'm surrounded by love and appreciation and people who flew from around the world just to see her face. Every other time she cried, someone took that moment from her. They made it about themselves, they dismissed her feelings, they shifted the attention away from what she was going through. But in Paris, she finally got to experience an emotional moment that was entirely hers. No one was competing with her. No one was minimizing her feelings. She was just allowed to feel loved and to cry about it, and no one took that away from her. If that does not move you, I do not know what to tell you. I also think about the current state of things, the political climate, everything that has been happening, and it makes me even more emotional about seeing a Black woman experience this kind of pure joy and recognition. Because we do not always get these moments. We do not always get to see our people celebrated on this level, being treated like the icons they are, being shown love in cities around the world. Olandria in Paris is not just about one woman at Fashion Week. It represents something bigger. It shows that the support and love that Black women pour into each other actually means something. It shows that when we decide to lift someone up, we can make real things happen. And it shows that no matter what obstacles are put in front of us, no matter how many times people try to take our moments away, we can still find spaces where we are celebrated and appreciated for exactly who we are. I also want to give credit to the people who showed up in person, because that takes real dedication. Flying to Paris is not cheap. Taking time off work is not easy, but these fans made it happen because they wanted Olandria to know that she is loved in real life, not just on the internet. And based on her reaction, I think she really felt that. One of the letters that was shared by her team really got to me. It started with "Dear Olandria" and talked about how the fans still feel the same way they did when they first started supporting her. They said they are proud of her, they love watching her journey, and they are rooting for her always and forever. That is the kind of message that would make anyone emotional, and I am glad she got to read those words and know that they came from a real place. So where does Olandria go from here? Honestly, I think the sky is the limit. She has proven that she has the fan base, the style, the presence, charm, and the staying power to compete at the highest levels of celebrity. Paris was not a fluke. It was the result of years of work and years of fans believing in her even when others did not. I am excited to see what she does next. More fashion weeks, more opportunities, more moments where she gets to experience the love that she deserves. And I know her fans are going to continue showing up for her the same way they have been, because that is what real support looks like. Before I wrap this up, I want to ask you all something. What was your favorite moment from Olandria's time in Paris? Was it the gold look, the fan reactions, the moment when she broke down crying? Let me know in the comments, because I genuinely want to hear from y'all about this. And if you made it to the end of this video, thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already, because we talk about moments like this all the time on this channel, and I want to make sure you do not miss any of it. Hit that notification bell so you know when new videos drop. I love y'all, and I will see you in the next one.